Okay, I'm going to share my screen. Okay, let's get this. Okay, well, thanks everyone for joining us. I'm Paul from the Larson Public Library. Sorry. So at home, if you can put your questions in the chat, and I'll check every once in a while, and I'll try to answer them the best I can. So today we're going to talk about how to access the complete New York Times and magazines. We've had New York Times Access for about since the end of 2022. I did this program last year a couple times. It's pretty much the same thing, but now we have the complete New York Times, not just part of the New York Times. And after the New York Times, I'm going to talk about magazines on Libby, how to download magazines on Libby, and magazines on Hoopla. So we'll start with the New York Times. So where do you access it? You go to larchmontlibrary.org. You don't need your library card number or PIN number. This service is for Larchmont Public Library patrons only. So there's two ways to access. I'm going to show you all this after the slides. You can scroll down the main page and click web page to access, or you can click ebooks, etc., then click New York Times. After that, it's going to go to the New York Times page, and the next page you're going to click redeem. There's going to be a bunch of random letters and numbers. You're going to click redeem. Then you need to create an account if you don't already have one. You'll need an email address. You create a password of your choice. You can sign in through Google, Facebook, or Apple. If you already have a paid subscription to the New York Times account, it won't work. Then you'll then have access to the New York Times for 24 hours. After 24 hours, you'll have to go through the whole process again, and you'll have to act, and then you'll have access. And now you'll have access to the entire paper. Okay, so let me show you that. Whoops, sorry. So I'm going to go to larchmontlibrary.org. Okay. So there's two ways to access. One way, if you just scroll down the main page, it's right over here, and you just click web page, and it'll get you to it. And then the other way, if you go to ebooks right here, which I'm going to do right now. And you may at home, if you're using a device, want to bookmark this page on maybe your browser on Chrome or on Google or however you get to the internet on your device. And then you just click New York Times right here. And then it goes here. You see a bunch of random letters and numbers. Then you click redeem right here. Okay. Then here you can sign in with your email address. If you don't have an account, you can create one here. Otherwise, you can sign in through Google, Facebook, or Apple. I'm going to sign in through Google now. So we'll do this. Everything's probably saved in here for me already, so that's why it went through. So it says I have access for 1 day. Starts now. Click continue. Okay. And then there you can set up. So it's going to ask if you want to subscribe to any of these things. You can click plus, and you can get emails from them whenever there's a new article. There's a bunch of stuff you can subscribe to if you click show more. So see all that. You get emails. So I'm just going to save and continue. Whoops. Let me show you that last page. So all this. So before we only had access to the news, we didn't have access to The Athletic, the cooking, crossword, but now we do. So there's 5 different apps they have. So the regular New York Times app, which through that you can access everything else. But if you're just interested in the crossword every day, you probably should just download the crossword app. I think it's called Games. And then there's also the cooking app, which just has cooking. And this app, you can actually listen to New York Times articles through. And this is The Athletic, which is sports. So this app is just sports. So, but you can get through all these apps through this, and you sign in with the same email and password that you signed in initially through all these apps. So you're going to you download the app on your device, and it's going to ask for your login information. You put the same email and password, but then every 24 hours you're going to have to redeem that password again. Okay, so I'm all set. I'm just going to go with regular paper. Okay, let's go back to, whoops, sorry. Back to the presentation. Yeah, so as I said, you now have complete access to the New York Times, the news, which you had access before. Now you can access games, spelling bee, Wordle. There's also the crossword archive, which has crosswords back 20, 30 years, something like that. I think it's the 90s. You enjoy recipes, advice, in the cooking section. There's wire cutting, which is almost kind of like Consumer Reports from the New York Times. You can search, I want the best ovens, and it'll bring up the reviews on ovens and wherever else you can think of. And The Athletic is sports. The only thing a little different about The Athletic, I'll show you this in a bit. You have to sign in again for the service, but it's the same email and password. Okay, so I'm going to show you this. Sorry, I keep doing that. Okay, so right here, so this is the New York Times page. I am signed in. So games right here. So I can click on games. And you can see that's today's crossword here. There's the crosswordle, spelling bee. And here you can do the last 7 days. And if you keep going down, you can do archives right here, crossword archives. And you can go back, let's see how far it goes back. 1993. So if you wanted January 7th, 1993 crossword, you can even print them too if you want. Yes.
So with the cooking app, I know frequently I save recipes there.
Mhm.
You save recipes on rollover subscriber?
Yeah, you can say yes. Yeah, ones you had before. Yeah, it should, yes. I mean, it shouldn't delete every day. I think it would just save underneath your email. I mean, it's a good question. Let us know if it doesn't. I'd not test that, but I'm actually going to show cooking right now. So back to this. So then cooking is right here. So you can search recipes here. So let's just do pizza. Yep. So this is just ask you to download the app right here through the QR code. So click pizza. So has tons of pizza recipes, anything you want. And if you like it, you can so you can add it here to your recipe box. And you click got it, then you can click your recipe box, and then you can see there's the pizza there. You can have as much stuff as you want in there. I guess you can check it if you cooked it and so on, if you want to as well. And okay. And here's Wirecutter. This is kind of like Consumer Reports. So you can sign up for a newsletter and they'll email you new articles if you want. And here, you can do, let's see, ovens. And I'll have the best wall ovens, oops, how to clean an oven. And it's just a bunch of articles on that. Best toaster oven, air fryer. So there's a lot. I don't know if it's as good as Consumer Reports or better. I don't know, but you can make your own opinion on that. And then there's The Athletic right here. This is the sports. This is a little different. So you have to sign in again here. See, there's a separate login. So if I try to read this here, it's going to ask for, yep, see, I scrolled a little bit. It's going to see, then it pops up. I have to continue with the New York Times. And I'm going to just, everything is saved. So it should just work. So everything was saved to the computer. So it just puts the same email and password you signed in. It just needs a second time with The Athletic for whatever reason. So I think it's a setting. You can pick which teams you want and so on. So if you're into sports, Athletic's supposed to be pretty good. Okay. Let's see, I think there's some, how do I get this? There's a couple questions here. Let's see. Is it possible to do this access process from the phone? You can do it through the phone. You just have to maybe go to a Google browser, go to larchemontlibrary.org, and then click the same ebooks, etc. button, and then go to a New York Times. So you can do it through the phone. I would suggest bookmarking that page if you know how. We can help you here if you need it. And then every 24 hours, you'll have to do that again. Someone else says, I already have an online subscription to the New York Times, but that won't let me read The Athletic or look at recipes cooking. Huh. I'm interested in those too. I wasn't aware you could only get the New York Times, and I thought you would, if you subscribe to the New York Times, you would get The Athletic and cooking, but maybe there's a way.
If you get one for cooking, you have to pay extra.
If cooking is extra, okay.
5 minutes for free. You have to have a full 7-day subscription.
Oh, okay, so,
Doesn't always work that way. I
So-
had it when I first subscribed, and then for some reason they dropped the cooking, and now I can't get the cooking.
oh, okay, so someone can't get the cooking.
Put it back on.
Okay, so they, okay. Well, I mean, what you can do,
They offered me with the cooking.
so, okay, so people, yeah, some people can't get the cooking, some people can get the cooking. I would suggest if you have a second email address, just using that, signing up a different account, maybe making another email account and just having that be your library account. Because I don't think it'll work if you use your account that you're already subscribed to. You can see if it does and let us know, but I did not know that was a thing, but yes, you know. I would suggest having a second email, maybe using someone you know's email address. Or let's see. Okay. No way around. Unfortunately, the 24-hour thing is there's no way around it. I think it does last a little longer than 24 hours, I've discovered, but yeah, it is a little annoying, but if you just bookmark the page, it's not that bad. If you know exactly how to get to it, you'll get used to it and it won't be that bad. Okay.
What's the access to the magazine?
The New York Times Magazine should be available as well.
Under what category?
Under what category? Good question. Let's see if we can find it. Let's hide these for a sec. Let's see. See if we just search New York Times Magazine. Okay, so these are articles from the New York Times Magazine from the recent. So I guess is this just that one article? I think it is. So I know you can do the entire paper. Let's try that. Okay. Oh, here we go. Lifestyle magazine right here. Let's see. Style magazine.
That's different.
Yeah. Okay. Birds.
I have a question for those of you who get the subscription. Can you get the whole magazine? Or you
Oh, here we go. It's under,
Magazine.
This?
They can take the paper.
On Sunday, you get the whole magazine?
so,
Right now I get it.
so the magazine is under US, then the magazine right here. And this is, yeah, so interesting. It's not, I guess it just has collections of articles from the magazines. Like if you want to read the magazine like how you would have it in front of you, I think there's a way to do that, but this is under US and then magazine. It's there, but it's the article. It's kind of similar to the website itself. It's not the paper, it's just articles from the paper. But you can today you can look up here today's paper. And I think it just has the front page here you can look at. You can view the PDF of the front page and that's it. So I think the only way you can do the magazine is through US and then the magazine. And then it has articles for the magazine. So you can, and it has the dates and so on. And you can search an article. And if you keep going, probably just goes down forever. Okay. All right, I think some more questions here. It's not what I meant to do. Okay, some more questions from home. Oh, someone just gave me a link. I currently have a subscription. How do you bookmark? Okay. It's I can't really describe that over this lecture, how to bookmark. But if you come in, we can try to help you with that. Okay. And let me see what this link that they have. Yeah, so that's the same link I found. So it's the same thing. Okay, so let's continue on here. Oh, I keep doing that. And okay, so basically, you can now access New York Times as we've shown. So your cooking app, athletic app, we went through this. So we already kind of covered all that. So navigating the website, click on any article to access it. Click today's paper, which I did just show you. You can go back for a long time on that. And there's also the Times machine, which enables you to access New York Times from 1851 to 2002. And you click the 3 bars on the left side, then click more, then Times machine. Type the day of the paper you want to view, and then you can search for articles. So this is good for, if someone you're doing research, or you have someone at home that does research, is doing research. So let me show you that. So 3 bars, more, Times machine. And so we can, I was just, see if I remember. So it's practicing with this the other day. Let's see. To April 16th, 1912. So that's the day after the Titanic sank. Not the happiest thing, but first you can read the entire paper of that day. And it goes back to 1851. So like if I wanted to read this article here, and you can email the article, you can share it with a friend, you can read the PDF here of the article. So it's very, and
You can
It's-
share an article with a friend, even though you're.
yeah, I think it's a limit of, yeah, I wasn't get to that. It's a limit of 10 articles per month, I think. Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, you also,
okay.
it is, yeah, yeah. So, and you always can print it out too as well with the printer icon here, if you have that ability. So, so you can do, anything, see if I remember. So let's try 15, 16, 65, so let's try April 16th, 1865. I think this is right. Yeah, so this is the day after Lincoln got assassinated. So I think so. It's around at that time. So death of President Lincoln. So you can read that article. So firsthand article from when it happened. So yeah, so it's pretty neat. You can spend hours going through that if you're into that sort of thing. Okay, so and also. So you also can click on, you can forward an article. I'll show you how to do this. You can give 10 articles in 30 days to anyone, subscriber or not. The copy link seems to work the best. There's many other options you can do. You can bookmark an article. Then you go to your account in the upper right and to access it. There's also newsletters you subscribe to. When I first signed on, there was a bunch of newsletters you could subscribe to. You can, unsubscribe or resubscribe to one of those. I keep doing that. And let's go back. So I'll show you. So let's just click on this article here. So right here, you can forward it to someone here by clicking that. And then here you can copy link, seems to work the best. You can try one of the other ones if you know what you're doing. This here, you can bookmark it. So then it's going to be under account. You can go saved articles. And you can see that will be there. You also go to account newsletters. And then you can subscribe to a lot of different newsletters here. And they'll email you, and you can view all. You can opt out of them. And on. There's tons and tons of it from anything you want. So, oh, and someone was asking about Spanish. Let's see if that works. I did remember. Okay, let's see if we can do that. So the Spanish edition should work up here. If you click Espanol, there's actually, I think this is Chinese, but I could be mistaken. And click Spanish here. And so it's telling me to subscribe, so it says subscribe right here, so I don't know, maybe we can access the Spanish New York Times. Let's see, let's click an article and see what happens. Seem to be able to read it though. So does that look okay? You think that looks like you can read it, Pilar?
You can read it, but it's not the current article, these are older.
These are older articles? Okay. I'll email our person at the New York Times and I'll ask them about it. Because it doesn't,
To log on every time and hit Spanish, I haven't said already for a reason.
right, but it doesn't look like I can access, it's asking to subscribe, so it doesn't look like we have access to it. Okay, so it might be, oops, just clicked on international edition and US edition. Yes,
Access the Times, we don't need to go to the Larchmont Library website.
well, you need to redeem the code, you need to go to larchmontlibrary.org. Yeah, then after you get the code, you don't need to go to the Larchmont website, but that only lasts for 24 hours, and then you're gonna have to go get the code again. Yeah.
And you could use that code and you could go to your New York Times app.
Yep, you use the, use their code, and then, if then you log on. And then after that, you can go to the app and you already have the same login information will work for the app and for the website. So, okay. And let's see if some question at home. Let's see, can you use it more than once a day? Oh, no, you can use it for 24 hours. Where's the print button for Times Machine? Okay. Let me go back and I'll show you that. Let's see. How do you bookmark? I think I showed you that. It'd be better, if you have a current subscription, would it be better to unsubscribe before doing this? Yeah, I mean, if you don't mind unsubscribing, yeah, otherwise it's not gonna work if you have a subscription unless you use a different login, like a different email. If you have multiple email addresses. Bookmark is here, and then, okay, this is a live article, so I don't think you can bookmark it. Let's go to here, and then I'll just apologize for this. Okay, yeah, so then here's the bookmark right here, and you click that. And then in terms of printing an article on the Times Machine, so you go here. Then we go to the Times Machine. We'll just use this article. I'm not sure what happened this day. League of Nations. And I'll just click on this, click on the article you want. And I'm going to click PDF here. And then up here, upper right, there's a print icon. So then you can print it here. Okay. So I'm going to go to magazines now. Does anyone have any questions on the New York Times? Anything at all? Good. Okay. Yep. All right. So I'm going to go to Libby Magazines. Okay. So new magazines, we're going to start, bless you. We're going to start with Libby. So you find Libby on the website or in the app. You'll need your card number and your PIN number, which is the last 4 digits of your phone number attached to your card. If you have an issue or won't work, just call up the library or just stop in. We'll help you with that, or even email us. There are about 4,935 different magazines to choose from. This changes all the time. Libby also has ebooks, audiobooks, and you can stream a limited amount of things. Magazines can be downloaded to your device only. It won't work on a computer. The titles are automatically deleted when you return the item or your loan period is up. The loan period for magazine is 7 days, but you can just download them and you could also just keep downloading them. They don't count. There's no cap. So it doesn't really make a difference. There's no holds. They'll be available all the time. And yeah, checking out. And they will not work on the Kindle black and white. Okay. So browsing magazine. Let me show you that first. Let me show you before that. So let's go to larchmontlibrary.org. And it's the same thing as with the New York Times. So Libby is here. You can access it right over here, or you can just do ebooks, etc. And then Libby's going to be right on top here. Okay. And then if you're not signed in, it'll ask you to sign in. I might ask you the library. I am signed in here. So the magazines are right here. So if you, okay, they're not always right here. Apparently, yeah, so they're under extras. Just there to have disappear. Oh, it's right. It's right there up top. I just missed it. Okay, magazines right here. You could also search and get them too. But this is kind of a browsing way. Then you're going to click on all titles. Then here you can actually limit your search. So you can click on that. So you can click on subject. You can click on language. So if you want Spanish language magazines, you can click Spanish and you can show them. It's the Spanish magazines that we have. Take that off. And so let's do, I like to do by popularity is a good way to, where is, it's right on top, popularity. So this is kind of how you determine what we have. So the most popular stuff, you know, New Yorker, National Geographic Magazine, New Scientist, Newsweek, Prevention, The Week, Good Housekeeping. So it's got a lot of good magazines here. Let's go back to the presentation. Yes, so this is I went through all this. Click on all titles, click the three bars where you find your search. You also can search by title. Let me show you that. So I'm going to search here. So if you wanted, so if you just want a cooking magazine, you can type in cooking. And then on top, you see books, audiobooks, magazines. You click magazines. And this is the cooking magazines that are available. Okay, then to download a magazine, you click on open magazine to read it. You can then click the square button with a plus and add it to a magazine rack. Your magazines will be your magazine rack for 7 days. You also can subscribe to the magazine, and then you can click on notify me. So they'll email you every single time a new issue comes out. And the magazine will appear in your magazine rack when it's available. And to do this, you have to set up an email notification. I'll show you that. And you can only download the magazines to your device, phone, iPad, not your computer. So, so I wanted to say, let's just pick this Cooks magazine. So you can open it to just read it. And then it's loading here. Okay, there it goes.
PDF something and then send it to your printer?
That's a good question. I don't think so. Let's see if there's any options for that. I don't believe so. I mean, if you knew how to take like a screenshot of your computer or something, you probably could do that. And then cut and paste it into like a Word document and then print it or something. I don't know how it's, you know, we can.
But they won't let you send it to another device.
I mean, send it to another device?
Send it to, you know, your email and then.
Yeah, you probably can email. Oh, print it through. Yeah, I mean, you'd have to, yeah, you can, I guess you could attach it to an email and do it. That would be, I mean, it's just, it'd be tough because I don't like if you did a screenshot of this, it'd be hard to read. I get, you can make it bigger, of course, but.
So you can't PDF that. I'm just like,
Yeah, it would be, if you like had Photoshop or knew had good computer skills, I think you could, but there's no option on here for that. But yeah. So yes, let me go back here. So if you want to subscribe to Cooks Illustrated, you subscribe, then I would click notify me. So every time there's a new issue, it'll notify me by email and it'll appear in the magazine rack. I'll show you where that is in a sec. So let's do that. And the magazine rack is under books, these two books right here on the bottom. And here, so this is the magazine rack. So this is the magazines here, and it says, so this New Yorker came, I was subscribed to the New Yorker, and the new issue came and appeared in the magazine rack. And it says 7 days left, but you can just keep downloading them, so it doesn't even really make much of a difference. Okay, and oh yeah, I wanted to show you the email. But yeah, just make sure your email is active in the account. So I'm gonna click the 3 bars, settings. And then you want to manage notifications. And then you want to make sure your notify me series is checked on the right. And then you can make sure your email address here is active and correct. Otherwise, you can change this and add your email address. Okay. And reading magazines. Click on the magazine you want to read. Click to a certain page by clicking on the bottom. And you to read a page, click on the page in the magazine, and you also go to the next page by using the mouse or your finger on the device. And there's a few options you can do within the magazine. You can zoom, you can view just 2 pages at a time. And you can also, on the device, you can kind of pinch your fingers to make the article bigger in the zoom. You can scale the text, lighting. There's also an article button, which I'll show you, which is good. And you can bookmark pages on your devices by clicking the upper right-hand corner of the screen. You can do this in the computer in the middle of the page. I'll show you all this. Okay, so let's just click a magazine to Cook's Illustrated. So, so this one here, that'll make it 1 page, that'll make it 2 pages. This is the zoom button. So you can just plus here. On the device, you can use your fingers and make it bigger, but on the computer, you have to use the plus. So if you wanted to do that, you can do that. Maybe you can do a PDF or photo of something or a recipe or whatever you want. And then you can scroll through it like this. And then here's the different text scale, lighting, sepia you can do. There's a lot of stuff that you can play with here. Oops. Okay. And then this one here, this is magnifying glass. That's a search. You can search the magazine. And this is bookmark. So you can create a highlight. So you can highlight the magazine. You can bookmark a page. So the bookmark on the computer is right in the middle here. So there. So I made a bookmark. So it'll remember that page. And here's the article button, which is so here. So you can just look at the one article and not the whole magazine as it is. This is just this one article. Then here you can just switch to the next article with a little finger here, and this can go back to the last article. And then you can click this button and it'll list all the articles here, and you can click which one you want. So that's always, however you feel like navigating the magazine, like a real regular magazine, or you want to just look at the articles. So you can click on that, and then you can go to the magazine, go to the article, excuse me. Yep, the article button, I just went through that. Back issued, yes. So let me show you back issued. Let's go back to Libby's main page. Okay, back. Okay, so let's type in. So basically, you can unsubscribe to a magazine here as well, and you can click all issues right here. Usually has it maybe for 3 or 4 years. It'll have back issues, and here you can scroll. Not everyone's different. Some magazines will be shorter length of time with back issues than others. You can see this one is 2021. Just keep going. It's 2020. Keep going. And it looks like July, August 2020 is the end of that. And then you can click on it here to view it. And you could add it to your magazine rack with this button here. And then you can keep issue for 7 days. So you can add it with this button right here. You could add any issue you want with this plus, and then the gray and blue button. Okay, so anyone have any questions on Libby magazine? So I'm going to go to Hoopla magazines now. Yeah.
What dictates which magazines are available, which ones are not?
Which magazines are available and which ones are not? I mean, I think you can search what you want.
Find out if they're available, but it's curious.
There's about 4,000, there's,
Scientific American Friendly is not what the Chinese edition is.
what was that again? Sorry.
Scientific American.
Scientific-
Is not on the list. For the Chinese.
Oh, the scientists, yeah, I don't know, someone's saying the Chinese edition of Scientific America is available, but the English is
So
not.
it's not a choice made by Hirschman.
No, this choice, these magazines are by Hoopla, excuse me, Libby. Libby makes the choices and they make deals with these magazine companies. I'm not sure how. So, I mean, I did this a year ago, this talk, and it was about 4,200 magazines. Now it's 4,900. So they are adding magazines, but in terms of, yeah, I don't know how they do it, but it's, but yeah, unfortunately, they don't have everything. They have decent stuff. It's not the best, but it's not bad. Magazines we have the library are probably better, but you know, that's okay. I think someone has one question at home. Let's see. Okay. Okay, let's see. Is Barron's available? Okay. Let's check. I'll check Barron's. Probably not, but we can check. Okay. Barron's is more of a newspaper. We'll try. Yeah, you can see it would have magazines here if it was available. Barron's is not available. Okay, so, all right, so let's go to Hoopla. So Hoopla's a little different with the sign in. You'll need your card number, PIN number, and an email address. So you're gonna have to create your own account with your email and a password of your choice. This one, basically, Hoopla, you can do 10 items per month. It has audiobooks, music, ebooks, and magazines. You can renew each of these, but they count toward your 10 item monthly limit. Now, in terms of magazines, it only counts as one because you're basically downloading magazines and then you can access to all the magazines. It only counts as one of your 10. And it's called a binge pass. So you select browse and binge passes, then you check out the Hoopla magazine binge pass will take one off your 10. And you have access to over 90 magazines for a week. And you cannot download the magazines on Hoopla at all. You have to view it on your computer with a internet connection. Okay, so let's go to largemontlibrary.org. And you can either go down here. There is Hoopla right here. There's also, we have Canopy, that's just movies. Hoopla does have movies, but Canopy doesn't have any magazines. It's just movies. So ebooks, go here, and then Hoopla is right here. Click on that. And
Download these books to your Kindle or has to be to your computer.
books, in terms of books for Hoopla, yeah, books for Hoopla, you can download to the Hoopla app. Yeah, you have to download the Hoopla app, and then you can you should be able to download books to it.
Can you download it to your Kindle?
Kindle, no. Hoopla does not have access. The only one that does is Libby. Basically Libby and Amazon made an exclusive deal with each other, and they don't allow anyone else to download Kindle products, unfortunately. Maybe one day they'll change, probably not. So you click browse, binge passes. And then there's a lot of stuff here. There's stuff, great courses is here. Sorry, where is it? There it is. So Hoopla magazine's right over there. Okay, so I guess I already downloaded it. Sorry about that, but it would just say borrow here instead of play titles. And you click borrow and then play titles will come up. So here are title lists. It's a lot of the same one as the other as Libby, but it does have some different ones. So L, golf, HGTV, hello, highlights, men's health, and so on. So let's click on one here. Let's try good housekeeping, and you click view more. And here it only doesn't have as many back issues. It has about 5. So you can see it's not a tremendous amount of back issues. So let's click on the most recent one. Here you can go through magazine. You can plus zoom in here. You actually can, it'll read you articles, which is pretty interesting. Let's see if I can find one to read here. Yeah, so let's see what happens. See if this, they probably aren't gonna be able to hear it. I didn't hook up the sound, but oh, you can hear it. It's a robotic voice, but it'll read it to you. So but yeah, so you can understand that.
Very
Ah,
excited about that.
now, how do I stop it? Is the question. Okay, stop. Let's go back. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna turn off the volume. Okay, so there we go. Okay, I paused it. All right, so you also can okay, let's go through here. Page pass. You click the arrows to change pages, the magnifying glass to make it bigger or smaller, headphones to read it to you, bookmark your page, use thumbs to flip through the magazine. So let me show you that. So you can hear if you click thumbs, it'll bring up the all the pages and you kind of flip through it like this. Everything's very similar. Bookmark is on the left over here. You can see the contents of the magazine here. You can go to different page, you can click the page number down here. And so on. And okay. All right. Anyone, that's pretty, someone has a question. Here, 1 second. Where is Thumb? I just showed you Thumbs. Hopefully you saw it. Wall Street Journal. No, definitely not. There's really no newspapers on the Libby app. It's usually magazines. So Wall Street Journal, New York Times, New York Times, of course, we have another way. We talk Journal News, Financial Times isn't going to be available, unfortunately. I think I just showed you Thumbs. Let me show you Thumbs again in case you missed it. So Thumbs is on the side. Thumbs, it just kind of, I can take it on, off, turn it on, off, and you just flip through. Okay. Okay, does anyone have any questions? And, feel free to come in the library, email us, call us, and we'll help you with anything you need. That's my information if you want. Anyone have any questions on anything that I talked about? Okay, anyone at home, you can put in the chat.
Well, I need you to have my computer.
Okay. No problem. All right, thank you. Thanks for coming.
Good day.
Okay, so thanks. Okay. All right. So let's stop. Okay.
Thank you, Paul.
No, thank you. Just hold on a second.